It started like any other quiet autumn night in Seoul. The city lights shimmered over the Han River, a soft breeze moving through the streets, and most fans assumed it would be an ordinary evening until a familiar notification appeared on millions of phones. Jungkook has started a live broadcast on Weverse. Within seconds, chaos erupted online. Hashtags like #JungkookLive and #GoldenMagnareturns shot up the trending lists across X, formerly Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram. Inside his studio, Jungkook appeared on screen, hair a little longer than fans remembered, black hoodie pulled comfortably over his shoulders, the warm glow of his room reflecting softly against his skin. He looked peaceful, grounded, and yet something about his eyes hinted at depth, as if he'd been holding on to thoughts he was finally ready to share. "It's been a while, right?" he said with a shy smile, waving to the camera. "I've missed you all." The comment section exploded instantly. Hearts flooded the screen, and fans from all over the world began typing in real time. "We missed you too. Jungkook, are you eating well? Tell us about your new music." But as the minutes passed, what began as a casual chat about food, workouts, and music slowly drifted into a topic that would send shockwaves through the fandom: Jungkook's ideal type. Around 30 minutes into the live, Jungkook was laughing at fan comments when one question appeared, written in bright yellow text: "Oppa, what's your ideal type?" For a split second, Jungkook froze. He looked directly into the camera, blinked twice, then laughed softly. "You guys always ask me this," he said, scratching his head. "It's hard to answer, honestly." He paused, thinking. The air felt heavy, like the entire internet was holding its breath. Then, with a small smile, he continued, "I think someone warm, someone honest, a person who makes me feel comfortable just by being around. That's what I like." The moment lasted less than 10 seconds, but within minutes, it went viral. By the time the live stream ended, over 8.3 million people had tuned in. Within an hour, the hashtags #JungkookIdealType and #GoldenConfession had reached over 20 million posts worldwide. On X, fans began dissecting every word. Some praised how emotionally mature his answer sounded, while others were convinced it hinted at someone special, warm and honest. That's Jungkook describing someone who knows him deeply. He's not talking about looks anymore, he's talking about soul connection. Did anyone else notice how he smiled right before he said it? There's definitely someone in his heart. TikTok edits appeared within minutes, slow-motion clips of Jungkook speaking, layered over romantic music and captions like, "Who could he be thinking of?" or "He smiled like someone in love." In less than 24 hours, the moment became one of the most replayed live stream clips of 2025. For longtime ARMYs, this wasn't just another flirty fan moment. It was a reflection of how far Jungkook had come. During BTS's early debut days, Jungkook's answers about ideal types were playful and youthful. He'd mention wanting someone with pretty legs or someone smart and good at cooking. But now, post-military, with nearly a decade of global fame behind him, Jungkook's words carried a quiet sincerity. Gone was the playful teenager. In his place stood a 28-year-old man who had seen the weight of the world and learned the value of peace. In interviews leading up to his enlistment in 2023, Jungkook had already hinted that love, for him, was no longer about excitement. It was about understanding. When you're always being watched, the person beside you matters a lot. He once said in a 2022 Rolling Stone interview, "Someone who understands without needing words, that's rare." Now, in 2025, that sentiment seemed to echo in every syllable he spoke during the live stream. Fans being fans, the detective work began immediately. Dozens of theory threads popped up online, some lighthearted and others astonishingly detailed. A few noticed that when Jungkook described his ideal type, he glanced down with a shy grin, the kind of expression he makes when remembering something or someone. He smiled like he was thinking about a specific person, one fan tweeted. The way his tone softened. That wasn't random. Reddit threads filled with speculation. Some fans compared his answer with his past live stream moments. Noting that he once mentioned finding maturity and calmness attractive, others suggested he might have been indirectly describing the kind of energy he wants in his life rather than a specific person. Still, one question lingered across millions of posts. Was Jungkook hinting at love? Since completing his military service earlier this year, fans have noticed a calmer, more introspective side to Jungkook. His live streams feel less like fan events and more like late-night conversations between friends. He speaks more slowly now, laughs more softly, and seems to choose his words with care. One fan perfectly summarized it on Weverse. It feels like we're not watching an idol anymore. We're watching a human being who's learning, healing, and growing. Experts agree. Cultural analyst Kim Soo-yeon told the Korea Times, "Military service often gives artists time to reflect." Jungkook's response about his ideal type mirrors emotional growth and personal grounding. It's not about fame, it's about authenticity. This maturity, fans say, makes him even more captivating than before. Beyond the fun and theories, many fans found Jungkook's words comforting. In fan forums, people shared emotional posts saying how his description, warm, honest, comfortable, reminded them of the kind of love they aspire to find in their own lives. "I used to think love was about butterflies. Now I think it's about peace." Jungkook saying that healed something in me. He's showing us it's okay to want something real, not perfect. Fan artists quickly created stunning digital art inspired by his words. Drawings of Jungkook surrounded by soft golden light, symbolizing purity and emotional depth. Some of these pieces even reached viral popularity, catching the attention of Korean media outlets. What makes Jungkook's revelations so impactful isn't the content itself, it's the timing. After years of being one of the most private BTS members, Jungkook's willingness to open up about something personal felt intimate. In an industry where every gesture is scrutinized, this moment of vulnerability became a rare glimpse behind the global superstar image. Social media analysts described it as a parasocial earthquake, when a celebrity's genuine emotional moment deepens fans' connection. When Jungkook speaks from the heart, the world listens, one media outlet wrote. A fascinating fan theory emerged days later. What if Jungkook's ideal type wasn't about a romantic partner at all, but rather about the kind of energy he wants in his life? A YouTube video titled "Jungkook's Ideal Type is a Reflection of His Soul" went viral with over 3 million views. The creator argued that Jungkook's description, warm, honest, comfortable, mirrors the themes of his solo songs like "Standing Next to You" and "Yes or No." He's talking about love as a vibration, not a person. The kind of energy he wants to give and receive. This interpretation resonated deeply with fans, turning the simple question of ideal type into a philosophical discussion about self-love, balance, and emotional connection. In the days that followed, as media outlets picked up the story, many armies took a united stance to protect Jungkook's privacy. Fan bases across the globe released statements urging others not to turn the moment into baseless dating rumors. Hashtags like #RespectJungkook and #LetHimBeHappy began trending in over 20 countries. "He shared something honest. That doesn't mean we should invade his life," wrote one Indonesian fanbase. "Jungkook deserves to feel love in whatever form it comes, without fear," another replied. The movement reminded the world why BTS's fandom remains one of the most compassionate and organized communities online. After the live stream, Jungkook went quiet on social media. No follow-up posts, no clarifications, just silence. And yet, that silence spoke volumes. Fans interpreted it as his way of letting the moment breathe, allowing people to feel, to interpret, to connect. Days later, one army tweeted, "Maybe that's his charm. He says so little, but somehow we understand everything." Indeed, Jungkook's mystique lies in his balance. Open yet private, vulnerable yet composed.